Another fall decor DIY using mostly items from Dollar Tree. I do have these candle holders. That one I got from Marshalls on clearance, and this one I got for like $1. I was debating on which one I was going to use because I have two different ideas for these, and you can use these as centerpieces, but I'm going to go with the white one. I got this green pumpkin from Dollar Tree, so we're going to do like a little stack pumpkin. And then I have this white pumpkin from Target. The Dollar Tree ones, they're real easy. They're like a styrofoam, so the stem just pops right out. So I popped that out, put the Target one on top. That's like a velvet type one. And then to attach that to the third one that is from Dollar Tree too, I'm just going to hollow out the bottom. Try to make sure that you center it. I was just eyeballing it, but try to make sure you center it so that your pumpkins are nice and straight when they are stacked together. Once you decide on the placement and how you're going to stack them, then you can just glue it down. So I glued the big one, and then you just keep going gluing them together so that they'll stay together nice. Once you're done with that and everything dries, then you'll have the base. Um, when I was done with this, I realized that the top pumpkin was a little too shiny for me, so I did fix that in the end. But if you don't want that shine on it, you'll need to do that ahead of time. And don't do this either. Usually, I do place around my florals and see what I want to do with it. But I was in such a rush to show you that I just started gluing them on. But you want to play around with it first to see where you want to place everything before you do start gluing the faux florals on. I got these from Dollar Tree. So I got all of the faux florals from Dollar Tree, the leaves and everything like that. But once you decide, you can just start to place them on and just arrange them how you want. I have, like I said, faux leaves, faux florals from Dollar Tree. I was debating on if I was going to do some ribbon, how I was going to do the leaves, where I was going to do the leaves. I did come in and add some Spanish sea moss because that just gives everything like a fall look. But like I said, if I hadn't glued the flowers on first, it would have just been easier just to go around everything and put that on and then build on the flowers. I decided at the bottom to go with these like pretty white flowers around and the leaves. So I layered the leaves on, alternated like the colors, and then I put those white flowers. And then for the other two layers, I was debating on if I was going to go between that yellow and orange like color, but I decided to go one row with the yellow, one row with the orange, and then, like I said, of course, the Spanish sea moss and stuff in between. Once I did decide that and placed everything around, then I finished hot gluing everything in just to, help it stay together. And then that's when I looked at it and I said, that was just a little too shiny for me. So I just wanted to take some of that shine out and give it more of an earthy tone. Because I like the color, but I just don't like the shine. I came in with this paint from Dollar Tree. It's like a tan kind of color. This is like a watery kind of paint. So it just was just a little base. Then I came in with this like coffee bean color and I gave that just a light little brushing there too. Let that dry. And then I came in with a light toasted marshmallow color that kind of is like the original color, but now we're going to have more of a matte finish, and then you'll get some of those brown tones in there too. And then that was it. So easy, so simple. If you like, follow for more fun and easy DIYs. Let's make this easy wood door hanger. All right, so I have this wood charger plate, but you could use a wood round to do this. And then I have some of the vinyl from Dollar Tree. So this is real easy, real simple. You can customize this to fit in with your own personal style. I'm gonna do mine just nice and simple. I did have some other ideas for this, but just to make it so that everybody can, we're just gonna use just like the most simplest, easiest products. So we have the Dollar Tree vinyl. I'm cutting that just I need just a little piece for the bottom there. The great thing about this charger plate, I don't know if you can see it, it has like kind of lines in it. So I don't have to worry about lining everything up straight because I'm just following along the lines that are already in there. So I'm just smoothing out the vinyl, getting out any air bubbles, and then you can just cut off the excess. If you are worried about the edges or anything like that, you can wrap the vinyl around the edges or you can paint the edges. If you painted the edges black, then everything would blend in with this. I'm gonna clean up those little rough pieces in a minute. I have this checker print vinyl also from Dollar Tree, so you can grab both of these, and they have other colors, they have other prints too. And again, I'm just eyeballing it. I'm going to cut along where I'm going to place the two together because it's not perfect. I do have a little thing that cuts my vinyl nice and straight for me, but just in case you don't have one, you can just use the top part, that line right there, because that will be straight, and then you can just cut as straight as possible when you line the two up. Again, smooth out all the air bubbles. And then I have this right here, this little bead, and I have also a little sign. It came from this pumpkin from Dollar Tree right here. So you can just pop that bead off, and you can just pop the sign off, and you can use that. So I'm going to put that there where everything lined up at. Try not to get too much glue there, or if you do, just get it off as quick as possible. But I just glued that down to where everything lined up at. You can put like a pretty ribbon here. I thought about doing little pumpkins. I don't know if you can see the little eggs that I had to the side. A welcome sign. I didn't have enough of the letters to do the welcome sign, but you can do a lot of cute things with this. But like I said, I'm going to keep it nice and simple. So I'm just going to take that blessed beaded sign that came with the pumpkin. I'm going to put that on, and then I'm just going to make a little bow that kind of goes with it. But like I said, you can get real fun with this, but this is just something nice and simple. And this is something that you can really leave up for a long time. I kind of did it like a fall type theme, but this black and white print is something that you can really leave up for a longer time. It doesn't just have to be for fall or anything like that. This will even work for Christmas time. So I made my little rough bow here, and then I'm just going to hot glue that down to the sign as well. And that is just it. It is that simple. If you wanted to hang it, you can just add a little hanger on the back, and you're ready to go. If you like, follow for more fun and easy DIY. Let's make this easy fall centerpiece using Dollar Tree items. All right, so I have this old candle holder from Dollar Tree. It has been through some days. I'm going to give it a little touch up, and then I have this little wood tray. You get this from Dollar Tree too for $1.25. I'm going to paint this with this brown color. You could stain it. You could water down the paint and give it another kind of color, more like a stained look. But I think these two go together. They're black and it's like brown. It makes it look nice and fall. But you're going to paint around the bottom, all of the sides. Most of it won't be seen, but just in case a little bit peeks out, you want to make sure that it is covered. So I just gave it one coat on all of the sides. Like I said, the inside, the top, everything. And then now I'm going to touch up this candle holder. I'm just going to give it just one coat just to bring it back to life. Before I had did it, it was like an ashy kind of black, kind of gray, almost like a charcoal. But now I'm just giving it a coat with this jet black paint, and it just brings it all the way back. I love the color of it now. So once everything dried, I'm just going to take and you're going to put the two pieces together, make sure everything is nice and centered. So just a little bit of hot glue and just press it, hold it till it dries, and then you're ready to start decorating. All right, I have this styrofoam circle that I did something else with. So just to make it fit in there, I'm just going to cut off the edges. If you wanted to, you could cut the shape beforehand. You would flip the piece over, put the styrofoam on, draw out the shape, and then you can cut off the edges like that, and then you can pop it in. But I did it this way. I have these bows also from Dollar Tree. They come in a pack of two. I think the plaid print one goes best with the colors that we're working with here. And then I have some faux florals also from Dollar Tree, some leaves. I have a bunch of different things we're going to take, and we're going to place those around to see how we want to do this. Once we decide on the placement of everything, then we can go in and we can glue everything down to secure it in place. I did start to glue, and then I decided to put, the bow on. You can go really nice with the bows and go like a lot of cute bows. But I just did one. Then I have this pumpkin that I gave a little facelift because it was a bit shiny from Dollar Tree. So I just added a little paint just to mat it out. And then once I decided, like I said, where everything was going to be placed, I started to glue the stuff down. I decided that I didn't want the pumpkin to be on the same level as the flowers. So I'm just elevating it. You can elevate it with some Jenga blocks, something else, but I'm just using this wood stump here just in case it pokes out. I'll be able to see that little wood stump there. For the pumpkin, you're going to want to hold it until it dries. So I'm trying to place the things around and dry it at the same time. But this is how it came out. So easy. If you like, follow for more. A quick and easy way to make yarn or rope pumpkins. All right, so for this one, I'm going to take a pool noodle. I'm just going to cut it down to just a little small size. You can make these bigger, but I just wanted mine nice and little. And just, you don't really have to round off the edges because once you start pulling the yarn, it does kind of dip in depending on how tight you pull the yarn, but you can round off the edges just to give it more of that pumpkin-like shape up top. You can also use cardboard tubes to do this. You can do this in so many different ways, but I'm going to use that cardboard tube to do the rope one. But I have both of those, and then I just picked my yarn. This green I thought about because it is a really pretty color, but I ended up going with like this orange rust type color right here. So you can just start out by taking your yarn, tying it off, and you can tuck those little tails inside, or you can clip them. This is just real easy, real simple. If you use a thicker yarn, this will go much quicker. And then you're just going to cut off how much yarn you think you're going to need. I wasn't correct on how much yarn I thought I was going to need, but you can always add more. But you just loop it around nice and tight, not too tight that you just make it warpy looking, but tight enough so that the yarn isn't slipping all the way around. And you can see I didn't have enough. So you can just start out a new one the same way you started out the beginning, just tying it together and then just continuing to loop around until you are done. Once I was done, I just glued that piece in the inside there, and really that was it for that. And then now to finish it off and make it pumpkin like, I'm going to take this wood log here and I'm just going to glue that into the little hole there. And then I'm going to decorate it with a few faux florals from Dollar Tree. You can put a pretty ribbon on here. You can do a bunch of things. But I just went with the faux florals because that's just nice, easy, simple. And I think the colors went really pretty together. So I popped off that green and then I put the orange and the yellow. And then I cut off a piece of that I don't know what you would call it, the little squiggly part of the faux floral there, and I put that there too. You can also just use a bunch of these. That'll be really pretty too. But once you decide on your placement, you can just glue those down and you're basically done. And like I said, you can do these in different sizes. You can have a bunch of these, and it's a good way just to use your yarn. Now for this one, I was doing a different rope pumpkin. I didn't like the way it looked. So I took it apart. So ideally you would want your pieces to be long enough to loop over and under. But because I'm working with a already used product, um, they weren't as long as I wanted them to be, but you'll just start gluing on the inside and you'll glue in sections because it'll need time to dry, to sit to dry so that it doesn't, lift up. And then once that is done, you would go and do the other side, like you would loop it in. That would be the goal. But because, like I said, my pieces weren't all long enough to really loop under, I'm gluing down on the bottom and then I'm going to cut that off, but you would have like a smoother finish on the bottom if you were able to loop under. Just to fill in that big hole because like the pool noodle was narrower in the middle, but the cardboard tube isn't. I'm just going to put some paper in there and then I'm going to make a rope top. Just be careful when you're making the circle not to burn your fingers. I am famous for doing that. So you just go around and you can also top it off with something else, but you just want to, close it up. You can also just put some paper, some Spanish sea moss, and nobody will ever see what the top looks like. But I did a little rope top there, and then I'm just going to go with a little stump. That one I thought about, but it was too thick. So I'm going to go with the same type of stump that I went with the other one. You're going to glue that. You're going to let it sit till it dries. And then I did put some Spanish sea moss on top of that, and then the faux florals again, just like I did the other one. I didn't go with the little squiggly part this time because the Spanish sea moss does enough. And that is really it. So if you like, give it a big old thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one.